Hi there, this is Niki Rowland, and today I'm guest designing for Pretty My Paige, who do fabulous digital cut files. This is the one that I'm using today. It's called School Grid. I have not used it as it was originally intended, of course, and I have cut 3 apples in 3 different sizes from 3 different pattern papers, and I've also cut 2 pencils from different pattern papers, and they're in different sizes as well. So the apples are solid, whereas the pencils can be backfilled. So I'm just drawing around my pencils and cutting out backgrounds for them. So I've gone for pattern paper for the actual pencils, and I've gone for pink cardstock for the background. So then I'll have 5 solid pieces or embellishments, if you like, large embellishments that I can easily move around. They're not set place on the page or anything like that. This one here, this apple here, I've cut from that Maggie Holmes heritage paper, and it's because it's got that really big white spot on it. I felt that it needed an outline, so I have stuck it onto a piece of pink cardstock. And I'm going to use my paper piercing tool and mat to pierce holes all the way around the edge of the apple, and then I'm going to stitch around it with a good deep grey, a dark grey thread. So it's not black. I really wanted like a nice mauvey colour to match the paper, but I just don't have that in my stash. Yeah, that colour from that Maggie Holmes collection is also a lot in Paige Evans Truly Grateful. Just doesn't seem to exist. It's like a new colour. I'm sure it's not, but it is for me, and I don't seem to have anything in those colours. Yeah, no thread in those colours, so I've gone for a dark grey. So there you go, I'm all done now with that stitching. So just literally went all the way around the outside there, and now I'm trimming around the apple, the pink cardstock, and I'm leaving a small border. I really like this technique. It's because I learnt it from Lisa Fonseca, who guest designed a UK retreat back in June, and this was awesome because obviously your stitching lines are perfect because you're following the actual line of the cut file that you're stitching around. So what a great little tip that is. Okay, so my apple is stitched, and my big apple and my little apple are fine, and my pencils are back, so now I can start arranging it on the background. So I'm going to go for a white background. I would like to bring in some other colour to the background as well, but at this point in time I haven't decided what I'm going to do there. I haven't decided if I'm going to put a small border all the way around, or if I'm going to do paper tearing or what. I haven't decided, so I'm just kind of getting the basis of my layout together in the centre of the cardstock, and then I can work out what I'm going to do with the outline later on. So I've just pulled out a few Project Life cards that I had from various kits. I've just dressed the edges of everything. I've mounted my photo onto one, and I've got that the die cut Project Life card. You can just see it poking out to the right of the photo, and that's a white card with holes all over it. It's kind of die cut, so I thought I'd try and get that in, and I'm going to go for this paper for my background. So this is a Paige Evans one. It's got those fantastic words all over them. Well, I never know what to do with these papers because I'm not brave enough to use it as a background. So I was thinking I should cut it all apart and use bits and pieces, or of course I could use the other side, but on this occasion I thought I would use a little strip at the top and a strip at the bottom. So I'm going to go for 2 rows of words at the bottom and 1 row of words at the top. I'm going to take that middle section out so that I can use it for something else, and distress the top and bottom edges of that piece of white cardstock which I've trimmed down. So there I have that layout there will look really nice actually with that those words at the top and the bottom, because the pattern on the paper is almost a full 12 inches. It wouldn't really have worked as a background sheet, as in a small border all the way around the edge. That wouldn't have looked right with this paper. So I'm glad that I managed to get a big strip of it at the top with the 3 words showing, and a large strip at the bottom with there's like 6 words showing or something. So yeah, that's really good. It's turned out really well with that paper used in that way. So I'm really happy with that. So I'm just going through now that I've got most of my layout, I know what I'm going to do with it. I'm just getting everything stuck down and adding bits and pieces. So I'm just going to get my large elements stuck in place. So that's my 3 apples and my photo. And then I'm carrying on the right hand side of my photo, building up the embellishment spray, flowers and leaves and things. So I've added in a few flowers from, I think they're Paige Evans Truly Grateful, yeah, that's just being built up in the butterfly as well. Now just adding my pencils, I wasn't sure where to add them. I thought different places, I tried different places on the layout, but eventually decided there, because I can kind of use them as a point. I'm kind of pointing towards my photo effectively. So yeah, those pencils are so cute. I really love them, yeah, they worked nicely as a little arrow there as well, and I think I end up writing my date on there too, so another use there. So I've just added in a frame underneath my photo, so really kind of building up that cluster to the right of my photo, adding some flowers at the top there as well, and a little embellishment spray to the left of the apples as well. So more flowers, more butterflies. I really like the way these papers are kind of like an autumnal feel, without being overly autumn themed, because I'm so not into autumn. Everyone goes mad for it, but it's just not my cup of tea. Generally, I don't like the colours, and yeah, it doesn't appeal to me. So this nice mauve, you know, paper, there's this mauve tone with the purples and things, actually that really does appeal to me much more. So I can go with autumn themed things in this colour scheme. I've got this circle die cut. It's by Paige Evans from the Truly Grateful Ephemera, I think, and it's a cardstock die cut as normal, but it has all these little hearts, sorry, it has all these little holes in that form the shape of a heart. So I'm liking that big area of purple to the right of my photo, because it balances it out. I've obviously got the big apple in the background and then the two little apples to the left, so I needed something to balance the right hand side a bit too. So that purple circle does it really well, but it does need to be stitched through, so I am going to stitch that through with a cross stitch and the same thread that I used around the apple. I wanted to get my title in place because I knew that I wanted my small apple to house my title, so I just thought I'd get that in place right now, so that I could then do my stitching in a minute, and my stitching and my title was then already in place. I didn't have to worry about where it was going to go. I've used Pink Fresh Studio puffy pink stickers, or whatever they're called, alphabet stickers for the hello, and I've used Year 4 is from the Paige Evans Truly Grateful stickers in the multi-coloured font. So I'm nearly there now. I've just got to do my stitching now, and I'm going to just do a cross stitch through that grid, and then I'm going to go around the edge of the whole of the heart as well, so it kind of really gets filled in, really looks like a heart. So that's yeah, there you go, it's all complete now. So now that that's done, I'm just going to get that stuck in place. Gives a nice tactile feel to the layout as well, to have that much stitching in one place, you know, that close together, gives a nice extra layer of interest there. Right, so now of course I have to add sequins, because I have to have sequins on every layout, because I have about 50,000 of them in my stash that definitely need using, so I have to use them on every layout, because otherwise, well, even if I do that, I still probably have enough to last me for another 100 years. So whether or not I'll ever get through them, I don't know, but sequins are fabulous, aren't they? So I can never have too many on a layout, I don't think. So I'm just using a few here, Spiegel Mum scraps, getting a few of those stuck in place. I've just sprinkled them in position, and then I'm using my pokey tool to move them out of the way and apply a little blob of glossy accents to stick them down, so hopefully they won't move. I have these really big sequins as well that were from one of the sequin sets, so I'm just tucking those in a couple of places as well. So these puffy alphabet stickers have a habit of falling off, so I'm just sticking those down with some glossy accents to make sure they don't move when they're not supposed to. Now I'm just going to write in a little bit of journaling down there. And that will be me done. So I had a great, I hope you really enjoyed this layout. I had a great time using this, the school grid cut file from Pretty My Page. It was really something I hadn't done before. I hadn't done an apple layout before, and I was really, really keen to do so. So it was a really nice project. I do a hello year, whatever, every time they start a new year at school. So this was absolutely ideal. So yeah, thank you very much to Lisa for having me today, and that was Niki Rowland for Pretty My Page. Thanks for watching.